Welcome to our spoiler discussion of Joker. And here we're going to be doing talk about more things that we didn't cover in our other review. And for those of you who haven't seen the film yet, you're welcome to check it out and
the
non-spoiler version. So in this one, we pretty much have it to where, like the trailer suggests, Arthur Flake, who's Joaquin Phoenix's character, he's a guy that just an everyday guy. You know, he's working basically in this story. It's set in the 80s too, which I don't know what time period it is, but it's
almost like
I think it's
80s,
like
70s, 80s.
Yeah, it's like no, it's in the 80s, about mid to late 80s, I think. And basically,
it is mid to late 80s.
And in this one, it basically deals with Gotham, who's pretty much like you see in the original Tim Burton film. It's all corrupt with, or any of the Batman movies and everything. It's corrupt with all fucking crime going crazy, and you see a lot of hooligans doing a lot of bad shit and stuff like that.
Which is good in this film because it's actually hinting that it's just the first time Gotham is starting to get evil, and that people are starting to lose its way. So it's a origin story of Gotham when it first started turning into a bad city. Yeah. Which is good. So you get that and the Joker.
And you also get kind of like kind of a political type side of it too, where you have basically how society is being corrupt, and you got basically people going crazy in this story. Because basically throughout the whole film really deals with Thomas Wayne's character, who, if you know the comics, who wants to run as mayor, and he's if you know, he's the Father Batman in the comics, and it deals with him trying to basically do better for Gotham and everything and all that. And then you got Arthur Flake, who's basically one of those kind of like, side street guys that's like, trying to present...
Which is the Joker.
The Joker, and he's trying to basically wear the clown makeup, and he's getting attacked by these hooligans that take his sign and shit. And then already from the get-go, you can see that you're already starting to see, like, he's basically getting abused, and that becomes a crucial plot point as the movie goes along.
And even before that scene, you already start seeing this really quiet, scoreless scene where you just know he's got problems.
Yeah, especially how he's making his fucking smile.
Yeah, where he's doing that, and then you could see the tear in his eyes, and you could feel this dude is in a lot of pain. Like, and I don't mean physical pain, emotionally, like there's so much inside of him, and you're just looking forward to the story's gonna play out. And you get the part where he gets jumped by those hooligans, and they beat his ass, knock him over by stealing a sign. And we get into the movie, and basically we start off where we get to see Arthur and his mother. Yeah. Who, if you may remember, she's been on American Horror Story. Yeah. She's been in various roles in that. She was the red-haired lady. Yeah. But he basically takes care of her, and she's got a lot of problems
with herself, because she's always talking about Thomas Wayne, how he was trying to do well for the city and stuff.
And she keeps repeating herself, and at first I thought they were going to go with she had Alzheimer's.
Yeah, something like that.
Because she kept repeating herself, and I'm forgetting it was like a new day, like 51st dates. Yeah. Wouldn't stop saying the same shit over and over, and he's just basically like... She either talks about him and his mother are addicted to watching Robert De Niro's show. Yeah, where he's like playing this one guy who's a late show comedian.
Kind of like David Letterman and all them. Yeah. Yeah. And then you got pretty much Arthur getting to some shit with his boss after some stuff goes down where his boss wants him to try to find the guys that stole the sign and shit. And then while this is happening, he also meets this girl that's in this apartment, the same apartment he lives in. And if you may remember, she played Domino from Deadpool 2. Yep. And basically he meets her, and then he starts to like follow her around and stuff. And basically, not to jump the gun here, the moment we start seeing stuff like that, the movie kind of tricks you for a while, because it makes you think that he's actually interacting with her. Yeah. Because at first, basically. But we'll get to that later. Yeah. But anyway, as the story goes along, he pretty much wants to be an aspiring
he wants to be a comedian. And he has, while he's trying to be funny and being a comedian, he also has this problem where he has bouts of laughter.
Yeah, where he has a condition.
Yeah, he has a condition where, like, whenever something, like... kind of like Tourette's or something that really like scare. If you've seen people with mental illness where like something that can make them go, jump,
like twitch or something,
or like a social anxiety. Yeah, and they act awkward, and to his little defense mechanism is laughing. So you'll sit there, and these people might be creating kind of like a upbeat scene where they're like it's kind of like uncomfortable. So you hear him go, it's like he can't control it. It's like Tourette's, basically.
Pretty much. And then as this goes along, he starts to try to get into being his little comedian thing. And there's a scene that happens like that. I turned to you and I was like, Patch Adams? Because he ends up goes to this hospital afterwards. Well, actually, at first, the lead up to that is he gets a gun from one of his guys, his co-workers there, because he got abused by the guys that picked on him and stuff.
And he said Gotham's going crazy. Take this gun and protect yourself out there because you're going to get killed one day.
Yeah.
And that's what leads him into later on where he's at this like hospital doing another job. Basically, we didn't say this earlier, he works for a clown organization.
Yeah, that's right.
And what they do is they send all these people in various different clown suits, and they go out and they do different jobs. I mean, you could be at a party.
It's kind of like a temp service.
Yeah. It's like it's
not a temp service, but it's like an organization.
It's a company that sends like, hey, do you need them for a clown to be like selling shit, or hey, do you need a clown for a birthday, or do you need a cheer him up? It's basically like one of these places, and basically everybody gets takes a job. So he gets caught with a gun that this guy gives him, and then the guy pretty much tries to backstab him by saying, hey man, he was trying to get me to get him a gun, they fucked him
he told
over.
He told me he tried to get rid of that gun or whatever, and then he gets fired after that, and then you can start seeing right there he's fucking like already like he's pissed at himself.
Yeah, because you see him going through a lot of shit like throughout the story. Where example, like we said earlier, where he gets he's already got the mental illness. He
takes 7 medicines. He's also seen a shrink.
Yeah, he's seen a shrink, and he's talking to her, and then eventually she ends up saying that they're cutting out all the funding, so he doesn't have a shrink no more. So he has no, and then they said they won't cover his medicine, so he can't take medicine anymore. And then you start seeing, just the story going out in different ways.
It's basically, it's losing its breaking point.
It goes in chronicle order, like he gets beat up,
it's like a ticking time
then
bomb.
He loses his job. The whole movie is a ticking time bomb. You're watching everything crumble before your eyes.
Right after the scene where he pretty much ends up getting fired, that's when we lead into probably a scene that reminds me straight out of Death Wish from the original Charles Bronson one, where he's on the train on the subway.
At first, I like the part where he busts that window.
That's what I'm saying. Where he busts his fucking head.
He's doing that. He's like, like that. And then,
he goes into the subway scene. And then he notices these 3 guys that are like making fun of this girl and stuff. And then he just, as he says, like he starts to bust out laughing.
Yeah.
And it's
an uncomfortable scene.
Yeah. And he basically, there's basically after that, these guys just start coming after him. He's like, what's so fucking funny? And then he just starts laughing like hell, and they start beating the shit out of him and stuff. And then this scene literally comes right out of fucking Death Wish, where he just pulls out his fucking gun and starts blasting all of them right there. I was like, damn.
Yeah, he got tired of getting beat the fuck up everywhere he went, and just, people making fun of him. He lost his marbles. He ends up killing 3 people. And then the news, and it, like you said, that plays a little political part where like the news changes kind of like the story and says, these rich kids who are minding their own business get killed by
some guy in a mask or whatever,
who's probably poor and just taking his hatred on everybody.
Yeah.
And that was a good build-up because it leads into the anarchy of rich versus poor, which that's what Gotham happens in a lot of movies in the other Batman series, where it's poor people rises, really goes into
that too.
Free the oppressed and take down the rich. And that's what they paid homage to. I'm glad they went that route. And basically, you start seeing Arthur, fucking deteriorate every scene. And while that's playing, you get a lot of weird fucking scenes. I think it makes the movie more uncomfortable in a good way and disturbing, is where he's dancing and just
like that scene where he goes to the bathroom and he's just like, it turns all where he's like,
he runs from the scene where he kills these people. And I'll tell you, the shooting scenes where he slaughters them, pretty fucking brutal.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to be that brutal. I mean, there's blood, fucking brains getting flying out. I was like, damn.
Yeah. And then
anyways, he goes into like this sink thing, and you could see he just starts fucking dancing like he enjoyed it. It was like a therapy. Because he bitches about the therapy lady quitting on him, and he keeps questioning her. All you do is ask the same fucking questions. The same fucking questions.
Yeah.
And he goes, and it's the same thing every day. I have negative thoughts all the time. Like, the girl don't fucking help him. But anyways, when they lost the funding of that, it just leads you to believe that him killing people makes him feel like that's therapy.
Yeah, it's basically it's like it calms his nerves. Like it's like he feels so pleasure out of it.
Yeah,
he was like,
and he also gets a lot of daydream sequences where he's so nuts. He feels like everybody's like in love with him. Like
at the beginning where him and his mother are watching De Niro. He's actually on fucking stage talking to him.
Here's the thing I want to say: when they do those scenes, it kind of reminds me of fucking Natural Born Killers.
With the whole media shit?
Yeah, where, like the part where like, he stands up and they're like, hey, you know, like he's the best man in the world, the funniest guy in the world. Yeah, he has a lot of daydream sequences because he's going fucking insane.
Well, that's what brings us to our other point earlier, where throughout the movie, he has scenes where he's with the girl and she's trying to get to know her and stuff.
Yeah.
Turns out it's all in his fucking head. Yeah. And I thought that was pretty fucking clever.
That was fucking clever because you think she's following you because he wants a girl. And he has a crush on this girl, but he in his head, it's almost like she's identical to him. Mm-hmm. So he's like so happy, but then you later find out that she was never really there.
Yeah.
Fun. Yeah.
You were never really here.
A better version. Yep. Now, he was in that film last year, but anyways, yeah. But it was kind of cool seeing that it was all in his fucking head.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of glad that he didn't get the girl because it didn't make no fucking sense why he would get the girl. He was so fucked in the head.
Yeah.
I mean, he is bizarre in this movie.
He is.
In a good way.
In a great way.
Like, disturbing as fuck.
Like, and also, like, while this is happening too, they get reports on the news of the guys that are that are killed and everything. And then he basically ends up deciding to turn himself into an actual comedian by writing actual stuff about death and shit. Yeah. Then he ends up going to a comedy hour, and he ends up basically gets the attention of De Niro's character after he starts doing his special there, and he gets invited to him.
Yeah, he just laughs.
He just laughs, and
then he says, "My mom said never be a comedian," and now look at everyone. Who's laughing?
Yeah.
I mean, he's just like, he says some weird shit, and he'll just come out with like knock jokes, and just, it's something that I'd picture a really disturbing Joker would be.
Exactly.
And not only that, he's being investigated for these murders because they said he was in a clown suit and that something about a gun, and he's being followed by these two cops throughout the whole story. They've been trying to get a hold of him, and you see them throughout the whole film trying to like dig deeper into seeing what if it's really him that's doing the killings. And then at the same time, when he did the killings of killing these rich people, so-called good rich people, he ends up kind of creating a big fucking outcry
about how
no, not like really outcry, like he ends up getting a big
like
following
influence for people.
Like Natural Born Killers were like
the media. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They start fucking so everybody starts dressing up like the clown and creating havoc throughout fucking Gotham.
Anyway, but as the movie also progresses, we also start to see, he's starting to really get into wearing the fucking makeup and shit, and then basically it comes to a point midway through that he ends up basically losing his mother after a while because she ends up getting a stroke. Then, as she ends up going to the hospital, we get this is like the scene where he's getting interviewed by those two cops that come to him. Yeah. He ends up basically throughout the rest of the movie, he starts learning slowly about his past and stuff.
Yeah, because the cops first mentioned to him that, don't you know that you're adopted?
Yeah. Or no, that's that's later. We'll get to that later because that becomes a crucial.
No, somebody brings it up to him.
It's Thomas
Wayne. Way earlier.
Or it's in the letter. Yeah, it's the letter he gets that says that I just wanted to have a son or whatever.
Yeah, or what it is his mom gets a stroke and he's being invested by these cops and stuff, and so he goes home. And when he goes home, he ends up finding that she had that letter that she's been wanting to always send out.
Well, but what's before the stroke? Because he gets arguing with her, and then he goes to go find. He ends up going to go find Thomas Wayne about himself, and then he ends up getting that scene in the trailer where he ends up going to his house and he sees a little Bruce Wayne. Yeah, and he basically starts trying to make Bruce Wayne smile and shit, and it's just so unsettling. Yeah. Like that he's so fucked up.
Yeah, he comes to the Wayne Manor mansion, and he ends up messing with him by like playing little tricks on him, doing little clown things. Then he ends up doing that to him, like trying to make him become him and laugh and smile. And then that's where we see Alfred come in and tell him to get out of here, and he goes, "Oh, I want to speak to my father." He knows a Penny, which is his mother, Joker's mother, and he goes, "Oh, that psycho? No." And he goes, "You don't know. You
really don't know,
you don't know. You're not related to Thomas Wayne."
And then pretty much after that, he ends up realizing that
but then he fucking tries to kill Alfred right
there. He tries to strangle him
until the second he's about to die, and just goes and just runs off.
And then after that, he ends up going inside where his where the Thomas Wayne is going to like this opera or whatever, and he ends up getting like sneaking in there and everything, and he gets a chance to talk to him, and and this is where the movie throws you off, because this is here where Thomas Wayne actually reveals, "No, you're not my fucking son," and he ends up basically telling him, you know, you were adopted.
Your mother was a psycho, and that's basically where he left it off, and that's where Joker starts laughing yet again, and he beats the fuck out of Joker, makes him blood squirting out of his nose and pouring, and it's just, he's taken so much of a beating physically, mentally, everything, just every category at this point.
And then
he realizes that he has to go to
the Arkham Asylum, where he ends up going there. And
because they said that his mother, because Thomas Wayne said his mother was locked up there.
And he ends up going back there, and he ends up coming across this guy that has like these files and stuff, and you know, he ends up giving it, well, he takes it from him because he realized...
Well, first he starts reading it, but he can't go because of kind of like a Medical Protection Act.
Confidential.
The HIPAA thing, so he can't really go in more detail, so he said, "Bring your mother," and he just steals it from him, runs, and then when he gets to this little area where he can actually read everything, because that guy almost splurted out, and he really wanted to find out. And when he did, he looked in it and found out that he's adopted, because there was a shit going on. There was a lot of people kept saying he was adopted. He didn't believe it until he sees that the adoption papers of him,
and it reveals in flashback that his mother. And this is the fucked up part. His mother was in Arkham Asylum, and she was being interviewed by the doctor, and she basically revealed that she actually enjoyed basically allowing him her son to get abused and getting fucked up around. Well, it wasn't her son, it was just someone that she actually considered, like, she wanted to adopt, basically, because she liked seeing him.
He's the one that was adopted, man. It was when he was a kid, they chained him up.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
She adopted him. She adopted him for pleasure of watching him beat him.
That's what I'm saying.
And they sexually, mentally, and physically abused him.
Yeah, and she just laughed
at it. And it shows that she had the same condition he did, and she would laugh. Ha ha ha, loved and enjoyed it. And then she was eventually caught and was put in Arkham Asylum to serve 30-something, or 20 years or some shit like that.
And that's when she met Thomas Wayne, basically, after that. And then basically after that, when Joker, he starts breaking down, you can see the...
Actually, what it was Thomas Wayne, she worked for Thomas Wayne when she was that young, and then was turned in because Thomas Wayne caught him.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And Thomas Wayne put her there.
Yeah.
Got her put there. And then that's 30 years later, and she got freed.
Yeah. And then after that, it becomes to the point where
Joker starts... Arthur,
he's slowly, like, this is now the point where he basically lost all signs of sanity. Yep. He ends up going to the hospital to see his mother.
He'll have a mom. He don't have a dad. His mom was a fucking lie. His mom made him. She created him. Mm-hmm. She created the monster. And he went in there because she had the stroke when she was in the hospital, and he fucking suffocates her with a pillow. And he's just sitting there laughing, and he killed Arthur that day, that moment, and became the Joker.
Basically, metaphorically speaking, it's like a Heisenberg kind of Walter White kind of persona.
Yeah.
But anyway, he kills her, and then after that, he ends up going home and starts finally becoming the Joker by getting the green hair and turning the fucking white face on and everything.
Yep.
And then basically those two guys that were his coworkers earlier, they come in and they decide to, they heard about the news about how those three guys were got killed and everything.
Yep.
And he ends up, talking about it, and then because he realized he gave him the gun for it, and they're questioning him. And then basically, because he's got these fucking scissors, Arthur just starts stabbing the shit out of that fucking one dude.
They came because they heard about his mom dying and they wanted to pay their respects, and it was the guy that sold him the gun earlier, and this little midget. They give him hell throughout the movie, which is fucking hilarious. Some of the little shit they say to this little midget, but yeah, Joker ends up having a fucking like scissor knife thing. It's fucking, I mean, this motherfucker just would not stop stabbing him in his throat. Like, where have I seen that from? Where somebody just went at somebody's throat 20 times.
Casino.
Yeah,
Joe Pesci.
It reminded me of Joe Pesci's pin scene. Yeah,
Casino.
But imagine with gore, extreme gore.
Yeah, he's like fucking stabbing the shit out of his head.
And like you see, like damn near the head coming off. Like I mean, his hand goes in and all that shit. Just blood splattering everywhere, and it sprinkles over Joker stuff, and he scares a little midget guy, but he actually lets the midget guy live because he's the only one that ever treated him nice. Yeah, and then he lets him go. And then pretty much after that, he ends up... that midget went and got the cops.
Yep.
And those two cops now are after Joker.
And then he ends up...
running.
Well, this is the lead up to where he's basically turned himself into the fucking suit that you see out the trailer and stuff, and he's getting prepared to go to De Niro's show and everything.
And he's doing all the cinematic on the steam and the cinematic thing on the stairs where he's dancing.
Well, it's basically symbolizing how you remember how he was basically having struggle walking up the steps. So when he goes down, when he's Joker, he don't have no fucking problem anymore. He's actually in
under
full gear.
Well, it's like this: he killed Arthur. He now is not a shy, bizarre weirdo. He got the makeup, and he's a different person.
He became his own person.
He became a new personality, and he comes out more cockiness and more like,
He's like, yes.
And they play some upbeat music in this scene where he's just like, fucking,
yeah.
Yeah, what was that? What was that?
It was that song they play on football, on football games. That.
No, I can't remember that.
You don't remember that? It's the only... Well, it's a one-hit wonder song. Yeah. But they played a lot on football games.
Yeah, I think I might have heard it. But anyways, I can't remember.
He ends up getting chased by the cops, and this is weird, that clever scene where he's going on the fucking subway, and he comes across these other guys.
While this is going on, this is where the city has pretty much been overtaken by guys wearing Joker masks.
Yeah.
And that's where the cops go in there, and the cops are... Joker's sending him through a maze of other Jokers, and that's where he puts on the little plastic mask himself. And he's sitting there in the back, and they see where he's at, but one guy bumps him. He shoots this innocent guy on the side, and basically all these other Jokers turn on all the cops and
they start beating the shit out of
him, and you're led to believe they killed them.
Yeah.
And then you see the Joker take off the mask, and he's laughing
at
what he's created.
Yeah. And then he ends up getting a chance to finally meet De Niro's character in person, and he's all like getting ready. He's like, "Hey,
that part where he met where the girl walked in when he went nuts."
Yeah.
That was earlier.
That was earlier.
We didn't talk about that scene.
Well, you can tell that's revealed that basically the entire time he was seeing hallucinations.
Yeah, but the way that he's in a room and he's just doing that.
He's like losing his mind.
Loses his mind. She's like, "Please get out."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then pretty much we finally get to the third act where it deals with him finally getting the chance to go on television and meeting De Niro's character, and he ends up wanting him to, like you see in the trailer, he wants to call him Joker, because earlier in the film, Murray calls De Niro's character calls him a Joker based on his videos that he reviewed.
He goes, "What is this Joker?"
Yeah,
making fun of him because they said he was painfully unfunny.
Yeah, and then basically he gets a chance to go on television.
Well, before he does that, we're thinking that Joker's going to kill himself.
Yeah,
because he keeps doing this. He keeps throughout this film. He keeps like late in when he is the Joker, he thinks this good punchline where he uses a gun and he has his gun without bullets. He's like.
Yeah.
You're thinking he's going to like say, "You want to hear a joke?" Boom. I thought he was going to do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But then. And for those of you who have read The Dark Knight Returns, this is actually quite a good tribute to this.
Yeah.
They end up bringing him out on the stage where he's doing his little introduction and stuff, and he ends up talking to De Niro and everything, and he tells him, he's about to tell him a knock-knock joke, and it becomes a little too dark, because it turns out differently than what we were expecting.
Yeah.
And then they say, "Hey, you can't say that on television." And then that's when we get into that whole spiel about how, society is like fucking everyone
This
up.
is where we start getting the Heath Ledger flashback. This is where Joker. Well, I mean, it's not just Heath Ledger. It's a Joker in general. This is where he starts getting into society and anarchy, and how like you rich people think you're so this and this. How society would walk over me dead.
Yeah.
But yet. Would freak out. This actually remind me of Heath Ledger. He goes, when I fall to the ground, it doesn't mean nothing. You just step right over me.
Yeah.
But if you fell on the ground, everybody loses their mind. You know, he started kind of doing like Heath Ledger type thing.
It's a big social commentary that they're really going for in this movie.
And you can say this is where the Joker's starting to really get into his character.
Yeah.
Where you start
saying something's going unsettled, and then after that he's asking him, he's like, how am I? He's like, you're a bad person. He's like, how am I a bad person?
Yeah.
He's like, you saw my video and you seen my performance and you made fun of me and you wanted to bring me on television.
And then he tells the world, I killed those 3 people.
I killed those 3 people.
Yeah.
And
basically they get into more thing. Robert De Niro is about to kick him off the show, and he goes, "Hey, you want to hear one last joke?" And then he goes, "Yeah." Or no, he goes, "No, I don't want to hear any more jokes. You're done." He goes, "Here's my joke." Boom!
Shoots him right in the fucking television.
Yeah, right on live TV. Blows his fucking brains right out.
And for those of you who remember the Dark Knight Returns, that was a similar scene they did where in that it was also in the animated version of it where the Joker's on live television. He takes a fucking cup and slices this dude on fucking television. I thought that was a great tribute to that.
And then he gets up and he empties the fucking other part because the revolver empties the rest of the clip thing. Right inside of his body.
Yeah.
And then that's where I thought he did another Heath Ledger thing where he grabs a camera and he goes, it starts doing that. He starts to be like him. He
That's
goes,
all. That's a wrap.
Yeah, he's like, you see this? And then he starts, right whenever he's about to say a good punchline, I thought they should have let that scene go on a little longer because I really wanted to
cut off. Yeah,
it cut off too quick. It would have been nice of him to say, Gotham is going crazy now. That would have been cool if he would have done something like that.
But it's cool
they cut it out. Yeah.
But anyway, that's when pretty much the whole fucking city just starts losing it, and everyone just starts anarchy. It basically becomes natural born killers, like in the prison scene, where everybody just like, let's go, motherfuckers.
Well, Joker's now got his anarchy, and he's arrested, by the way, after that scene.
And that's the scene where he gets arrested. I thought that he was going to do something right out of Dark Knight, where he's like in the back seat, and you remember in Dark Knight where he sticks his head out of the fucking cop car, he's like,
Well, this one he's looking at the window and seeing what he created, and now he's got a image because the whole movie's about him not having an image.
Yeah,
and now he has an image and
he's a symbol.
Yeah, a symbol. He's something.
Yeah,
in life because in his little journal he goes. It's like no one knows who he is. Like he's a forgotten person.
Yeah.
He has nobody. He don't even have mom and dad. Nobody knows who he is.
Yeah.
Like he's left in darkness. This one opened him to light, so you see him smiling at what he created, and out of nowhere you see the fucking ambulance
go boom. And then after that happens, when he gets busted out,
they put him. Well, first they put him on the door. He's all fucked up, and they put him like. You look like he's dead, and they put him on top of the cop car. And they all start gathering up like he's a cult leader, God.
Yeah.
And then while that's going on, you see the side character follow Thomas Wayne and his wife Martha and fucking Bruce in the alleyway, and then he goes, "Hey, Thomas!" Boom. And then we get the iconic killing the Batman. Could be origin, maybe. And he even does the whole diamond necklace thing.
It's basically if you remember Tim Burton's Batman, the Joker did it again.
Yep.
Only this time he metaphorically killed those parents.
Yep.
Bruce Wayne's parents. So it's twice they've done that.
I actually like that though.
I do too. I like that.
It actually gives Joker more merit.
Yeah.
Of why
Bruce
Batman
becomes who he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then pretty much, basically after that, he ends up getting in the Arkham Asylum again, where he's talking to the same fucking shrink.
I wish that could have been a Harley Quinn.
That would have been cool for a Harley Quinn. That's the only little minor thing. I was like, that would have been a great opportunity to get Harley Quinn. Yeah. And then basically he says, he's like, I have a joke, but you wouldn't know it.
And then he kills her, and you see him walking out with blood on his feet.
Yeah.
And you see this one guy just chasing him around back and forth in a nut house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And then you hear him laughing in the background, and it's over.
Yeah.
This movie, oh my God, this not only, I knew it was going to be good, but this movie went beyond.
It was skyrocketed.
Oh my God, this movie was so good. Joaquin Phoenix, I might as well call you the next Heath Ledger, because really you two are on par.
Yeah.
I could not, but I would not think in this world I'd see somebody on par with Heath. I really never thought I would ever see that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah. And he was so captivating. I hope he gets nominated for a fucking Oscar.
He needs an Oscar, because Heath got one, and I think Joaquin deserves one.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then you also have, and the other performances are good too. You know, I always loved De Niro, and I also like the other girl in the movie too.
And the mental illness, man.
The way
they did their mental illness in a more realistic way. And they really did their homework on it.
They did, yes.
And it was done so fucking well. I actually think it beat Split. Because I always thought Split was like one of the best mental illness storytelling. This one actually beat it.
Yeah.
On the storytelling.
And then, but also, I love everything about the transition from a guy. God. Like, it's basically, you know what the steps are? You know the parts where you go on the steps? That's basically beat for beat the entire film. When he goes up the steps, that's literally him climbing up to become a madman. And then when he comes back down, he's like, I'm already fucking here.
Yeah, I'm already here. And not only that, the transition of him becoming from just a normal, but not normal. He wasn't normal. Mental illness. But the story of watching him transition from that to Joker.
To a psychopath, to an anarchist. That is fucking great, Bill. That is great.
Tom Phillips did fucking great on that.
Absolutely. Man. And I also...
The writing is so fucking done perfect. Like, it's A+ writing.
It is.
The cinematography,
the direction,
I said before earlier, the cinematography is a fucking amazing in this film.
The score.
The grittiness of how Gotham looks. It's not noir like fucking Tim Burton's was, but it is.
It's like gritty. A mixture of kind of like the Nolan verse.
It's actually it's like Charles Bronson in Gotham.
Yeah.
If you guys watched Death Wish back in the day, it goes kind of like that grittiness.
Yeah.
But it does have some very clear cut visuals.
Like the Dark Knight trilogies.
Yeah.
So
well, Dark Knight trilogies are more like was more like a blue darkness. Totally different look.
Kind of mixed with Gotham a little bit.
Yeah. This is more Gotham.
Well, like Gotham TV series. But I also got to enjoy the score too, man. Like the scenes where he's just like dancing around. It's so haunting. And just that theme that they play with it too, where, you know, you can see the madness that he's experiencing. It's just so fucking outstanding. I also got to appreciate, man, this movie holds no bar. The brutality is just everywhere.
Holy shit.
And I didn't think they'd get away with a lot of shit.
And before we end this, I got to say, they better not waste our fucking
I hope
time. They better not done this for fucking nothing and just leave this blank.
They said that
I'm going to get pissed if they fucking do. How the fuck are you going to finally make one of the second best or even tied with the best DC film of all time and just say, well, okay, we're just going to make this as just one movie for right now and see where it leads maybe down the future. And I'm hoping it leads to something.
Well, they said that Todd Phillips said that if Phoenix is interested, he'll want to do a sequel, but that's all up to him because
is it a
Phoenix,
sequel just
a sequel to follow Joker? No, a sequel with Joker, and then probably we don't know. What they said was they don't know what's going to happen if he's going to come across.
Here's my dream. This would be my dream. We're getting that little guy, Bruce Wayne, is Robert Pattinson.
That would be a great tie-in to the Batman coming out in a couple years.
Yes.
Because I
still want to see a fucking Arkham.
I do too. I want to see Arkham
live action.
Well, they did say the one with Robert Pattinson that's supposed to be set in the 90s, so it wouldn't be that far off if it's in the late 90s. Because this one's in like the 80s, so it wouldn't be too far off.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as age. But anyway, yes. I would love to see them do something with this universe and do more fucking gritty shit like this. Like, imagine we do like a Lex Luthor movie and finally get Bryan Cranston to play him.
And they'll probably waste that.
Or get, you know...
DC's not been on a good path when it comes to... Oh, whoa, we'll get Jesse Heisenberg because he's the best. We'll get fucking...
what's his name?
What's his name that plays emo Joker?
Jared Leto.
And so on and so forth, and say these are better than these guys, and then eventually they do these standalones that are so fucking good. And I mean, you got your Joker now, Joaquin Phoenix. Get Bryan Cranston to be Lex Luthor. You have the two perfect combos right
yes,
there.
Absolutely. Yeah. But I also want to see...
Because we didn't got Heath, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I'll always remember Heath for what he's done. He's still my favorite Joker, and he will always be my favorite Joker. And he will live in our hearts for the rest of our lives, but we got to move on. and Joaquin Phoenix is the right direction.
Absolutely, and I really wish someday, my hope is that they eventually do this Joker with a Batman. I hope that comes true, because that would be the ultimate fucking parody.
God, the darkness. And I loved how the part where after they killed Thomas Wayne's or Bruce Wayne's parents, how Joker did this, start dancing in the car like slowly, and everybody's like worshiping like a god. Like, oh my god, dude, that was a good fucking close.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So once again, this is a phenomenal grade on the Film Freaks meter.
Yeah, this is phenomenal grade Film Freaks meter. For me, it's easily in my top 2.
Absolutely. Fair enough. For those of you who've also seen Joker, let us know in the comments below what you thought about it. And if you like what you see here, you can feel free to like and subscribe to our channel, and check us on other reviews here and our website at filmfreaks.com. And we'll be seeing you in our next review. We'll see you later.
See ya.